Today we're gonna be in Schertz, Texas, checking out probably the most affordable Perry Homes neighborhood in the greater San Antonio area. I mean, they literally have homes in the mid 300,000s with the Perry finishes that you guys know and love. This community, the Parklands, is gonna be located just about a mile off I-35, so it's gonna have great highway access, whether you wanna go up I-35 into New Braunfels or down into San Antonio. Alongside giving you a tour of this gorgeous model behind me, we're gonna let you know what's going on in and around this neighborhood. But before we do that, if you're new to the channel, my name is Quentin Starks, and I'm gonna be your realtor for the next few minutes. If you could do me a huge favor, go down below and drop a like on the video. It truly does help support the channel. And if you don't wanna miss out on anything when it comes to the San Antonio real estate market, we encourage you guys to subscribe. Without further ado, let's go inside and check out this awesome model home. The model home here for Perry is gonna be the 2392, which correlates to the square footage, so 2,392 square feet. This is gonna be a 2-story home. We're gonna have 4 beds, 3.5 bathrooms, and the great thing about this neighborhood is all the homes are actually gonna be their 40 or 45-foot product, but they're all gonna be on 50-foot wide lots. So you're gonna have a little bit more side yard on either side, a little bit more room from your neighbors. You know, a lot of my clients always say that's their biggest pet peeve when it comes to new construction. So this community does solve that, and you are gonna have a 2-car garage. Most of the homes in this neighborhood do start under 400,000, and they actually have a little bit of inventory between the 350 and 400 range. So first and foremost, we have an awesome 8-foot door upon entry. And then something I wanted to highlight here on the right, we're gonna have an amazing hallway with these awesome windows, bringing in so much natural light. Thought that was a cool little thing that they elected to do in this home. Nonetheless, right here, we're gonna have the laundry. This is kind of their coffee and or print room. Nonetheless, this is gonna be your laundry room in the home. I love how it's tucked in the front of the home so you don't hear all the noise throughout the house. And then right here is where the garage entry would be. There's a wall there. Again, this is a model home. Nonetheless, as you come out of the garage, you do have a mud bench. And then right here is gonna be a coat closet. So before we get into the heart of the home though, you do have your half bath for guests right here. So since this is a 2-story, I'm glad that they put a bathroom on the first floor for the guest. And then boom, you enter the heart of the home. You have your kitchen there. Obviously we're right in front of the living room, and then dining in the back over there. But first and foremost, let's talk about these 19-foot ceilings. I mean, at this price, you don't see these double height ceilings too often, so I really like that. Nonetheless, really good sized living room right here. Adamant space for a bunch of different furniture. And if you were like to build from the ground up in future phases, you would have the opportunity to put a fireplace there if you did choose so. But my favorite feature of this, again, is gonna be that double height ceiling. Nonetheless, it flows really well over here into the kitchen. So pretty good sized kitchen, centerpiece being this nice sized island. They only have 3 seats here as of right now, but you could easily fit a 4th there. And there's so much prep space on the island, which is quite nice. And another great thing about this kitchen is all the custom cabinetry going throughout, which is amazing. I love this natural tone that a lot of builders are going to. It is starting to be my favorite. Nonetheless, you have the built-in appliances, so stove, microwave, and then you have, the oven, microwave, and then you have the stove right here, which is gonna be gas. And then speaking of custom cabinets, they actually wrap the vent hood in cabinets as well, which is quite nice. And then I actually really love that backsplash. It's almost like a concrete look. Looks really good. You guys know I love when the kitchen island has a sink, so you can entertain, whether it's the living or dining space over there. And then you have some more cabinets with the fridge nook in this area with a corner pantry. So pretty good size to fit all your food and needs. Over here is gonna be that dining space, a bunch more windows, which I absolutely love. And then this is gonna be good enough. As of right now, they're showing it as 6 seats. Easily could fit 8, 10 would probably be pushing it. So I think this would be the biggest size table you'd want in here. But again, if you need to push it, you probably could. Nonetheless, as we mentioned, you do have dining on your island, which is always amazing. Tucked in this back corner is going to be the primary bedroom. So we'll look at that before we go outside. And then something I do want to notate is you do have a thermostat for the first and second floor, which is amazing. That pretty much means you have 2 zones for your HVAC unit, one controlled for the first and second floor. So if no one's here on the second floor, obviously you don't got to use it, which is awesome. And what I love about this primary bedroom, it's so long. So you have kind of this section over here for the bed, and then you could easily put another seating area or something like that over there. So it gives you all this kind of walking around space. And then, like I mentioned earlier, I love when they put these awesome big windows. I know not everyone's the biggest fan of them, but through Perry, if you do build from the ground up, or even if you buy an inventory home, something you can ask for or negotiate is blinds. And then even if you don't like blinds, you could always obviously put curtains in as well. But through these double doors is going to be the primary bathroom. So pretty nice primary bathroom. You do have a his and her sink, or every partner or both partners will have their own sink. So boom, oversized vanity, still gonna have the custom cabinets, which is awesome. And I love how they frame the mirrors, gives it a really nice look. And then again, you have the second one over here. This one's probably gonna be a little bit smaller than the first. Obviously, still really good size, and you still do have a bunch of cabinets and countertop space. Tucked over here is gonna be your water closet, so throne room. And then obviously the star of the show, right? You have a really good size shower, only a stand-up shower in here. I like how they did this kind of like wall going on, but this is gonna be foundation inset, which I absolutely love. I hate when they put those kind of pans in there and then they slightly, just slightly, move the diverter a little bit so you don't have to get wet when you're turning on the cold or waiting for the shower to get hot, I should say. You're also gonna have a walk-in closet for each partner, which is nice. This one's probably a little bit bigger of the two, so good amount of storage in here. And then you even have under the stair storage to maximize all the space. And then right here is going to be your low voltage. Essentially, that's where your router, modem, all your Cat6 cables would go to. So we walk out of the primary bedroom, take a look at the backyard. So right here is gonna be the door out back. And then you get into a covered patio. So something about this covered patio, it is going to be a bit oversized. This is not the standard covered patio that comes with the property. So it's gonna be about 10 foot extra. Really, from that pole or that pillar to this pillar is gonna be the excess. I will say, this isn't gonna be the biggest standard covered patio. I would probably elect to get the oversized. It's not too much money, but it does make a huge difference and allows you to really use this space out here. Obviously, as they're using it, whether it's outdoor living or you can make it dining if you want it as well. Like I mentioned, this is a gas home. So you do have the opportunity for a gas stub out, which is really nice if you want to do like an outdoor kitchen or just want to grill outside. And then I want to show you this side yard. So it's pretty much the same on both sides. You're about 10 feet from your neighbors, which is definitely unconventional when it comes to new construction. And then if you look at the drone shots, you can kind of get a feel for it on both sides as well there. This is a corner lot, so it's going to be a little bit bigger than a typical lot, but pretty good sized backyard. And honestly, it's probably a little bit oversized with it being a 2-story, so really nice. Now let's talk about what's going on in and around this neighborhood. So let's start with in the neighborhood. The HOA for this community is gonna be $532 a year, which honestly is pretty good despite the fact that it doesn't come with much. You're looking at just having a park in the neighborhood as of right now, but you never know, they could plan additional amenities in the future. The tax rate for this community is also going to be quite nice at a 1.89%, with the San Antonio average hovering plus or minus 2%. So again, that's going to be below average, which is amazing. And then the school district zone to this actual community is also highly rated on niche.com. The middle, elementary, and high school, again, all of them are pretty highly rated on niche.com, which is great. If we go outside the neighborhood, Again, we're gonna be in Schertz, Texas, which is amazing. The location is actually impeccable. We're pretty much a mile off of I-35, which gives you great highway access. And with that being a major highway, you can either go up to New Braunfels if you go north, and then you have everything New Braunfels has to offer with a very short commute, maybe 10, 15 minutes, just depending on the traffic. And then if you go south on I-35, you can get into San Antonio pretty easily as well. Maybe another 20 or so minutes, 30, probably pushing 30 to actually get to downtown San Antonio. And then obviously that's a major city with a huge airport. And then in the city of Schertz itself, there's a lot of smaller shops, great dining, some really good barbecue as well. I mean, again, location is just really, really impressive. I actually love the location of this community. But with all that being said, let's go back inside and check out the rest of the property. As we walk right back into the property, we'll walk through the dining room, get to the kitchen. Let's give you orientation really quick. That's gonna be the front of the home. You see an entry or opening there, that's typically walled off. Since it's a model, that's where the offices are. But again, the entry to the garage is gonna be over there on the right, but we'll go up the stairs. Really love this kind of wrought iron railing they have going on right here. Looks really nice with this double height ceiling. And then as soon as we walk upstairs, we're gonna have a pretty good sized loft area. So secondary living, whether it's for the kids, maybe a man cave, or just a TV room, this works perfect for it. You do have more of those fixed, amazing big windows, bringing in some good natural light. And then they did put a tray in here, which elevates the ceiling. So up here, you're gonna have 10-foot ceilings. That makes it 11. As we continue on, we're gonna get to the first of the secondary bedrooms on the second floor. Pretty good sized room. It's probably gonna be the biggest of the secondary bedrooms. See me in the mirror there? But this one does come with a bathroom. So you have a little bit of an oversized vanity right here on the right. Still those custom cabinets. And then in here, they put a tub shower combo, which is nice. But something I wanna highlight is this is pretty normal in Perry homes. They like to put a kind of like junior suite, if you will, if they have 4 bedrooms, just because they know a lot of people do have, you know, their in-laws or an older child that does live with them. So it's a good feature that Perry typically does in their neighborhoods. Nonetheless, that was another bedroom. Here's gonna be the bathroom splitting the last 2 bedrooms. And something I just realized I didn't talk about yet is Perry is a custom or semi-custom home builder. So if you wanted to build from the ground up, even in a neighborhood that's a little bit more affordable like this, you certainly can. Build time's probably a little bit shorter in here because they're a little bit smaller of homes, but something you could do if you wanted to just fully customize your home. Next I want to talk about is the second thermostat. So obviously this controls the second floor AC unit, or I should say zone for the AC unit. But overall, such a nice home. Give you that awesome shot from the second floor real quick. All in all, I thought that was an amazing model, but I definitely want to hear what you guys have to say. So let me know what you liked, what you didn't like, and your favorite feature of this home. Alongside that, if you and your family are looking at making a move to the greater San Antonio area, I want to be your real estate resource of choice. If you go down below in the description, or you scan the QR code on screen, you'll get all my contact information. Please don't hesitate to reach out so I can be a resource for you and your family. If you want to see a video of me ranking all the builders in the greater San Antonio area, click here and we'll see you there.